Hello and welcome to this presentation on prefetching in hybrid main memory systems. I am Varun, a senior undergrad from IIT Gandhinagar. This is a joint work with Subisha and Nisarg from IIT Gandhinagar and Professor Manu from Ashoka University. In this presentation, I will first give you a background on hybrid memory. Next, I will present our insights on hybrid memory system and explain the design of our prefetcher. Finally, I will present our results and talk about how we plan to extend this work. So let's begin. Over recent years, DRAM density scaling has slowed down. On the other hand, we have emerging applications like genomics and neural networks that require higher memory capacity. These opposing trends have led to research on alternative memory technologies. Some examples include phase change memory, resistive RAM, and spin transfer torque RAM. These memories are also referred to as non-volatile memories or NVMs, as they are non-volatile in nature. The emerging memory technologies have better density than DRAM and are more energy efficient. However, they suffer from longer access latencies and also have a finite write endurance. To get the best of both worlds, researchers have turned to hybrid main memory systems. There are two variants of hybrid main memory. First is a single address space variant, where DRAM and NVMe form a single large address space. Effective usage of this variant requires modifications to the memory controllers as well as the operating system. The second variant is DRAM as a cache, where NVMe forms the entire main memory and DRAM acts as a cache to NVMe. This is slightly more popular since it requires modifications only to the memory controllers and not to the OS. The goal here is to get the capacity similar to that of NVMe and access latency similar to that of DRAM. In this work, we take a step towards that goal by proposing a prefetcher that prefetches data from NVMe to DRAM. In this work, we use Alloy Cache, that is a state-of-the-art DRAM cache design. It acts like a direct map cache to NVMe and fetches data at a cache line granularity. Alloy cache has a unique cache line composition, as the cache line consists of 64 bytes of data as well as 8 bytes of tag. This makes an Alloy cache line 72 bytes in size. We refer to contiguous memory chunks of size 4 KB in Alloy cache as Alloy cache pages. They are similar to normal pages. However, since the size of Alloy cache line is 72 bytes, a 4 KB Alloy cache page can hold only 56 such cache lines. Further, since Alloy cache fetches data at granularity of cache lines, we can have both empty and occupied cache lines in an Alloy cache page. Now we have sufficient background to dive into the insights. To gain the insights, we analyze the behavior of hybrid memory having 1 GB Alloy cache and 64 GB PCM on parsec workloads. First, we analyze the cache line access trends within the NVMe pages. The red bars in the graph here show the percentage of NVMe pages that have more than one-third of their cache line accessed. The new yellow bars in the graph show the percentage of NVMe pages with all their cache lines accessed. We see that 82% of pages with accesses to one-third of their cache lines have all their cache lines accessed. That is to say, if one-third of a page's cache lines or 21 cache lines of a page are accessed, then with a high probability, all 64 cache lines of that page will be accessed. This leads us to our first insight, that is, workloads exhibit page-level spatial locality in the NVMe. Second, we analyze the DRAM cache utilization. The yellow bars in the graph show the percentage of DRAM cache pages that are completely empty. We observe that on average across all the workloads, 92% of the DRAM cache pages are empty. Hence, our second insight is that a large portion of DRAM cache is unallocated. So how do we use these insights to design our prefetcher? To exploit the page-level spatial locality, we prefetch at page granularity. And to improve DRAM cache utilization, we place the prefetched page in the DRAM cache itself. While we use our insights to make the high-level design choices, there are other crucial design choices like when to prefetch, where to place the prefetched page in DRAM cache, how to identify if data at a given DRAM cache location is Alloy cache data or prefetched data, and how to check if requested data is present in a prefetched page. Let's go over each of these questions. Let's begin with when to prefetch. We prefetch a page if the number of cache line accesses to that page is greater than an access threshold, and accesses to unique cache lines is greater than a unique access threshold. We set AT to 1/3 of the cache lines in page, that is 21, and UAT to 15. To deploy this policy, we add an NVM page classifier to the NVM memory controller that stores the cache line access history of the recently used pages. Based on this history, it decides if a page is worthy of prefetching. The figure here shows an entry in the NPC. We allocate log(n) bits to indicate the page number, assuming we can have a maximum of n pages in the NVM. To count the number of accesses to the page, we maintain a log 80-bit saturating counter. Here 80 is the access threshold. Next, we have a 64-bit cache line access vector having a bit for each cache line in the page. A set bit in this vector indicates that a cache line has been accessed. This helps us in identifying if an access is unique. Finally, we maintain a log 80-bit counter to count the unique cache line accesses to a page. Overall, using the access counter and the unique access counter in this entry, we deploy our policy. Now, let's move to the second question: where to place the prefetched page? We decide to place the prefetched page at the last unallocated page in DRAM cache. To do so, we need to maintain a list of all unallocated locations in DRAM cache. For this, we introduce a structure called the empty page classifier in the DRAM cache memory controller. The EPC is a 3-level table for our memory configuration. Here, each bit in level 1 represents a unique entry in level 2. Similarly, each bit in level 2 represents a unique entry of level 3, and each of the 64 bits in level 3 entry represents a page. So how do we use this EPC to find the last empty page? We begin at level 1 of EPC. We find the first set bit starting from the least significant bit. In this example, the first set bit is the 8th bit. We use the position of this first set bit to index into the level 2. Here, since the first set bit in level 1 is at position 8, we index into the 8th entry of level 2. We again find the first set bit in the level 2 entry and use that to index the level 3 of EPC. We repeat the procedure for a level 3 entry. Now we have indexes of the first set bits in all the 3 levels. We find the page number using the formula shown on the slide. Here, we multiply level 1 index with 4096, since each bit in level 1 represents 4096 pages. Similarly, each bit in level 2 represents 64 pages. If you would like to understand more on how do we construct and update the EPC, I would refer you to section 2.3 of our paper. Coming to the third question, that is, how do we identify if data stored at a DRAM cache location is prefetched data or ALI cache data? Any location in a DRAM cache might be a part of a prefetched page, an ALI cache page, or it can be empty. And we need to differentiate between them to ensure that we are correctly accessing our data. We find that we can represent the type of data in a DRAM cache location using a state machine. Initially, all locations are empty, that is, they are in state 0. Now, if we place a prefetched page at the location, it moves to state 1, which represents a clean prefetched page. If we write to that prefetched page, it moves to state 3, that represents a dirty prefetched page. Finally, if we evict the page and bring in ALI cache data, the location goes to state 2. To maintain the type or state of a location, we maintain a type classifier in the DRAM cache memory controller. A type classifier entry has 2 parts. First, we have 2 bits to represent 4 states of our state machine. Next, we have a 56-bit bit vector to indicate cache line usage. These bits are useful only when the location is in state 2, that is, it is a part of ALI cache page. A set bit in this vector indicates that an ALI cache line is occupying that location, and an unset bit would indicate that the corresponding cache line is empty. Finally, how do we check if the requested data is present in a prefetched page? For doing so, we add a page redirection table to the DRAM cache memory controller. The PRT is a hash table that stores the tag of prefetch data. One can compare the tags of the requested data and prefetch data, and if they match, then the requested data is present in a prefetch page. The PRT entry has three parts. The first part is the tag. The size of tag would depend on the size of the PRT table. Next, we have log_d bits to store the DRAM cache location of the prefetched page, assuming that the DRAM cache can have a max of D pages. Finally, we have a valid bit to indicate if the mapping of the prefetched page to the DRAM cache location that is stored in the entry is valid or not. Now that we have gone over the prefetcher design, let us move to the evaluation. We perform our experimentation on ZSIM plus NVMe simulator. We model a hybrid memory having 1 GB Ally cache and 64 GB phase change memory with an 8-core 2.6 GHz processor. We determine the access latencies of prefetching structures using cacti and feed them to our simulation setup. We evaluate our prefetcher on parsec benchmark for a sim large input set. Moving to results, the graph here shows the DRAM cache hit rate with the prefetcher relative to that without a prefetcher. The stream cluster workload shows 12x improvement in DRAM cache hit rate. We believe that is the result of sequential memory access behavior of stream cluster leading to better page level locality, which we exploit using our prefetcher. For the rest of the workloads, we see a 1.5x to 4x improvement in DRAM cache hit rate. How does this hit rate improvement translate to improvement in performance? The graph here shows the speed up of workloads, that is, the instruction per cycle of workload with the prefetcher relative to that without a prefetcher. For stream cluster, we observe a 7x speedup owing to the drastic improvement in DRAM cache hit rate. For the rest of the workloads, we observe 16 to 40% improvement in instruction per cycle. Finally, let me give you a glimpse of how we plan to extend this work in future. We plan to strengthen our evaluation by evaluating our prefetcher on spec workloads as well as on graph workloads which have irregular memory access patterns. We also plan to compare our prefetcher to similar works which perform prefetching in hybrid memories using techniques like reinforcement learning. The key takeaways from our work are that prefetching at page granularity helps exploit page level spatial locality, and placing prefetched page to DRAM cache helps in improving DRAM cache utilization. Finally, using our prefetcher, one can see a 16 to 40% improvement in IPC. Feel free to contact us using the email IDs shown on the slides if you have any queries, comments, or suggestions. Thank you.